So you guys do a lot of weddings out at the winery as well?
We do.
I've heard it's a destination for weddings. You
Yeah,
have the facility set up.
We do. We have it all set up, and it's truthfully, it's an honor to share that day with people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. We have our first 2 brides have now had babies that they've brought back to share with us.
Nice.
So after a while, seeing them for a long time, you become very attached to them and their families.
When I was reading about the facility, I was mentioning to Jared earlier, it was made in conjunction with PG&E.
Right,
I
and
thought
their
that was
Smarter by Design program, so that it's very energy friendly. It's low energy use. It's a double wall construction with insulation in the interior. There's like 4 feet of insulation above the rafters in the ceiling. Just, we just happened to build at a time recently where we had that opportunity to pair with them, and they did all the design for us, and all we had to do was implement it. So it was really wonderful. It was a great opportunity.
That's awesome. That was one of the things that stood out by far. And I have a really good buddy who works at PG&E, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I hope that more people realize that they can use that in designing any business, not just wineries. Obviously, wineries are huge water and energy consumers, but you can reduce it, and also, that PG&E will make that program available for building homes or businesses. All you have to do is be lucky enough to find it.
Yeah, see, it's not just about wine and food on
No,
the show.
no.
So now we're moving on to Chardonnay.
2010 Chardonnay,
Awesome.
stainless steel Chardonnay, fermented pretty cool, kind of drag out the fermentation, sits on the lees for a bit in the tank, kind of Tom whipped up a stainless steel implement for stirring the tanks up, stirring lees up, so it gets a bit of that, and then that's all it is, just very clean, fresh expression of Chardonnay.
Do you guys make oak Chardonnay or just stainless steel?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, we split it. So we do some stainless steel Chardonnay, and then our oak Chardonnay is designated Tom's Chardonnay. Tom likes a bit of wood on his Chardonnay, so we do both styles.
The oak Chardonnay is obviously a little more traditional. What do you guys see as far as consumer? Do they love the stainless, or do they love the
stainless 3 to 1?
Yeah,
it's our most popular wine.
Yeah,
isn't that funny?
It is. Well, you know what? At the restaurant as well. It's our by the glass program. It's by far people are sort of seeking out that stainless.
Sure.
And they like the acidity, especially for Paso Robles. It's hot, and we're doing it for the summer. And I try to do my by the glass program as a seasonal type deal as much as the food. Try to stay away from the heavier reds in the summertime. But when you have that inquiry for that buttery chard, it's a serious one.
Yes.
And like they want that Rombauer, or they want that that Stony Creek. I mean, they really are looking for it. And I think there's a lot of tradition with the more oakier styles, and they have a lot to offer. I mean, they're fleshier, they're more bolder. You can eat them with more foods, and so that's a nice aspect to have.
Sure. My take on everything really in wine is balance. As long as nothing is too offensive or just too hanging out there in one direction. Angular wines. So when we do oak Chardonnay, we take that approach of incorporating it in a very limited way to keep it balanced.
Yeah, it's nice that you say that, because in food, and I know when I'm teaching a lot, and you have young students that are struggling with flavors, or they say, oh, I love spices, but they overspice, and I might say, okay, this is a salmon dish, but where's the salmon? Well, it's right there. No, it's not. I can't taste it. Balance the salmon, don't overwhelm it. So it's the same thing in wine. Balance the grape, accent it. Don't overwhelm it. So it's the same type of thing in foods.
I mean, I liken coopers of wines and the balance, if you will. I always tell people it's kind of like brining a piece of meat or seasoning a piece of meat for a few days before, rather than cooking it and then putting a bunch of salt and pepper on it, or whatever seasoning you're choosing. Right. Same thing with oak on a wine. It's important to integrate the oak rather than just slapping it with a bunch of brand new wood. So it's definitely much like the food aspect. So, all right, let's do a little.
I'm liking the Chardonnay here with the little bean spread here. The Italian bean spread.
This is lamb, right? The middle.
Lamb is in the middle. That's a little spicy. It's a Moroccan seasoned.
How much Chardonnay do you guys produce?
We have about 12 acres of Chardonnay.
Okay.
And so when we were taking the whole thing, we can crank out somewhere around 1,500 cases.